I was born in Lower Mare Street, which is about three streets from where we live in now. And yeah, so I can remember spending most of my summers around Northwood Park and that area as a kid growing up. And just that sense of community, that no matter where I went, people knew who you were and they knew your mum and dad. And to me, the community's gone to a degree. And part of that is because I think people travel now more and families get split up. Now we're seeing all sorts of things. We have major problems in the area with social landlords, actually properties that are empty. I'm talking to you now, the property next door is empty. And that was been bought by a young couple and it's just stayed empty. And we don't know what's happening with that, and it's been like that for 18 months now. So that's a concern, and we're having major issues. In fact, even though we've got absolutely fantastic community police in this area, we've had lots of little spates of vandalism to the cars, people being drunk at the top of the street, drug problems, Initially I was a bit apprehensive because I'd heard of Renew coming into an area and demolishing, taking out everything, and we were all concerned about, our houses are going to be knocked down, and if that happens, will we get a good value for the property? And that hasn't happened now, because we're at a point whereby Renew are saying to us there is going to be no mass demolition. I think there may be properties that will have to come down purely because of the state that they're in and they're unrepairable. But they've sort of come in and they've got great plans for the area. I've seen some of the plans. I don't necessarily agree with everything. And one of the things that they had, which I really liked about them, was they were looking at the environmental issues of the area as well. And they showed us lots of examples that they had regenerated areas by not knocking properties down, by investing in the properties and in the stock, double glazing, cavity wall insulation, roof insulation, all those sort of things. And that really excited me, because I thought there are some really good houses in Northwood. And everybody talks about, I hear people talking about affordable housing. And I've got a daughter and a son, and I would love them to get onto the property ladder. And the biggest problem at the moment is affordable housing. And I think Northwood would have been a prime opportunity for that, for affordable housing in Stoke-on-Trent, in Northwood. My concern will be long term if Renew only put what I would call like a sticky plastic on Northwood. Because I know initially when Renew came into the area, they said it would be a fantastic opportunity to look at the ground condition problems that we have in Northwood, and probably more so in any part of the city, because we're on a bit of a bank. That is a particular issue to the area. In fact, Eaton Street, which is pretty much close to the park, if you go there, you can see that the houses are actually sagging, where they're going down. We were told at the beginning when Renew came in, with the funding there, they could seriously do something and investigate it. And that doesn't seem to have happened, and that's been frustrating. And another thing that we're really pushing for, and we're hoping that Renew will bring, is what we call gated backs. In other words, the backs, they gate them off, so they're not a rat run for people to run through. So that's something. But primarily, most people that I talk to are concerned about the amount of houses that are empty in Northwood and nothing's happening to them, so they become derelict. So I just hope that something can be done, something can be carried through, and some change can be made in the area.